So let me just take a little step backwards first of all. Point cloud, you know, what is a point cloud? It might be a little bit meaningless, this. Let me play a quick video. A point cloud is a machine that can scan an existing building and create a real 3D model. The model itself is made from billions and billions of little dots, okay? And it's become a way of doing site surveys where you don't have to measure anything, you get the actual structure in the computer. So what you have is you have a device. There are many different types of devices. You go to the actual project you'd like to scan. You scan it through, you'll see in a moment. Look, it's a device that simply spins around and measures the building, really, with laser scanning. Excuse me. So as you're going through this, then you can see it's scanning the building, and then from that, it creates what's called a point cloud. Now that point cloud is made from billions of little dots, and the files it creates are massive. They're like gigabytes. So they're like 10 gigabytes, 20 gigabytes, they're massive files. Now previously, people wanted to use those within Tekla, and you couldn't use them because they were so big and they didn't work properly. So in 2018, we introduced the point cloud, where you can simply say, attach a point cloud that's been created. Once that's attached, you can then turn it on and off within the Tekla model. So if I zoom out of here, we turn this one on, click in the window, turn on the point cloud, you can see, look, that's a laser scan within Tekla. A real laser scan, and that's how a laser scan looks. So that's a laser scan of pipework and so forth. See that? Yeah? The clever thing with this is you can actually snap to it. So if you go into this particular model here, and you can select on to draw a beam, and you can snap to the point cloud. So you can click to these edges, and you can say, I want to draw a beam, let's say from here to, I don't know, here, just drop it like that. So you can click on there and draw a beam actually within the point cloud by clicking from point to point. So it's a really, really great way of being able to turn on point clouds in Tekla. Before, we couldn't do that. And even though these files are massive, Tekla can handle them really, really well. So if I wanted to add a steel structure to this building, you put a laser scanner here, you'd scan the building, I would get the scan within Tekla, and then I can use it as the basis to work around. Okay. I'm telling you this because if anyone comes to you and said, can you use a point cloud, you can say yes, and that's how you use it. We can handle all the different kinds of point cloud types. These are typical types of point clouds, and we can handle really any type from any machine. So if a client comes to you and said, I've got a point cloud, can you use that? Yes, you can. So I just want to point that one out. If I turn that one off, let's turn another one. Let's click on here, turn that one off, and turn this one on. This one's from Indonesia, so you can see here, look, there's kind of trees, things like that. So these are point clouds, look. You can use that to work around and detail with. I've got lots and lots of different examples, but they're really, really extremely useful. Okay, the other thing I'm going to quickly look at is the changes to welding and actually bent plates. But within Tekla, we've added a lot of new welds. Welds for us are becoming more and more important. We have to put welds now in every single model. Clients are requiring it so they can get the correct materials. We can run machines, the new these welding robots, things like that. Before I do that, I'm just going to talk quickly about the mini toolbar. Does anyone use the mini toolbar? Okay, this mini toolbar here. Most people don't use this at all, but it is really the most important tool within Tekla. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on this, I'm sure most of you are using it, but it allows you to quickly position where that piece needs to be, especially if you're working on complex things. So, and not only that, but you can also position it and turn it in any direction. The real clever thing about this, if I change the size of that, is you can also copy the properties and make the other pieces the same. So you can copy as well. It's a really fast, quick way of working. And a lot of people don't actually utilize it, but what I'm trying to say to you is, if you're not using this, it's definitely the way to look at working. So again, look, 90 degrees there, like so. Position about the bottom, that's how you position pieces, like so. We also added the drag and drop, where you can pick elements up and make them any length. That now is becoming on every single element. So you'll see how that's becoming the system more and more as well. That same method can now be used on the welds. So let me just repeat some stuff. So if I go, let's say I'm going to draw a beam in here. The beam goes from, let's say, the nearest point of here, and it goes to the nearest point of here, like so. So I've got a quick beam in there, like that. I'll click on this, I'll use the mini toolbar, I'll say make that different colour. And let's say, let's make this L200 by 100 by 10. By 10. So click that, make the size. Then click on here, position that as it needs to be positioned, or rotate it to the correct rotation. See? You see how easy that is to work and use that within Tekla, like so. Right? To change the length of that now, you can simply pick on that and drag it another 150 millimeters. This one here, 150. And that's how you'd use those tools within Tekla. If you're not using this toolbar, it now works for everything, even on drawings. It's one of the most important tools we introduced, and most people do not use it. Okay, so you're not using. I didn't like it. I hated it. Okay, but once you use it, you think, oh, it's fantastic, and it really is a great tool. Let me take a quick look at the welds. I'll start with the basic weld here first of all. If I say I want to weld a polygon weld, and the weld is from this piece to this piece, and it goes from this point here to this point here. So we've introduced now the weld, but we've also introduced these different types of welds. Let me just click on here. So you can see we've also now added this. Let me just drag this out a little bit. So the type, we've added the partial penetration and butt weld into one particular type. So you can see there, look, now I've got, it's a 6mm at the top, is it? Yeah, 6mm here. So you can, let's say, make that 12. So that's a 12 at the top. Underneath, you can have a different one for the penetration, look, like so, the weld penetration. So let's say make that 20. And let's say the angle of that, let's say, is 35 degrees. So you can have any kind of angle you want on there for penetration. The clever thing about this is that you can also now say, go to the top, you can say automatically do the weld preparation, and it will automatically cut the piece for the weld. So if you go to preparation here and say automatic, it'll cut that piece, look, to suit the weld. So that piece of steel now is automatically cut. Okay, and the welds as well, you can pick these welds up, look, and you can actually have them any length that you want. So you can pick those up and also adjust them, like so. See how that piece is cut to the weld? Like so. Right, let me repeat that. So if I come to this piece here, and we say, right, I want to do a weld, a polygon weld, from here to here, and it goes from that point there to that point there. I'll click on that weld. I'll say this one, I'd like to have a bevel, like so. I'll say it's 12mm weld, and the angle is 45 degrees, like so. So you can see there, look. It's a big beam, so let me make this bigger. So let's say 24. It's a 24 weld, and let's say the angle of that, let's say, is 60. So you can increase that and change it to whatever you want. Again, if you say the preparation is none, that means it doesn't cut the piece. If you set the preparation to auto, it cuts the piece to suit it, like so. Yes, you can see, look, that piece is now cut. So if I just quickly hide that, you can see the piece is cut to the weld. That really saves you doing extra cuts and things like that. It's a really nice, quick way of working. Okay, a couple more little things. Let me just close that, move around here. Let me just draw some more welds on for you. So if I say weld, polygon weld, let's say that one to that one, and it welds from here to here. So that's my first weld. I'll click on that and say that should just be a fillet weld. And let's say that should be size typical 8mm. Let's say 8mm weld. That is ridiculous. I'll make it something like 4mm. There, like that. And then we'll have another weld here, polygon weld, this to this, and we'll say it goes from this point here over to this point here, and then on this particular weld I will say that weld is staggered. So for built-up beams or PEB, this is what you do. So it's staggered like so, and we'll say it's 200, miss 200. So that's the sort of stagger on there as well, like so. And that's then how you do these staggered welds. Again, you can pick that up and you can move that weld and say it starts there. So you can easily now move and manipulate these welds. And of course, all that information, if I pick it up and we say create an assembly drawing, it will create a drawing then with all that weld information on it, as you'd expect. So go to the drawings, like so. Where are the assembly drawings? I assume it's this one. Take a look. Yeah, there we are. So if you click on here, then you can see, look, what I did on there, you've got all the welds on there as expected, like so. The angle, see that the preparations are already there? And if I click on this piece and say, give me a single part view of that, which is here, you can see that piece then has got all weld preparation on it as expected. The weld cuts the piece, so it saves you doing any manual operations. Excuse me. Right, the other thing that came in 2018, 2019 was the bent plate command. Now the bent plate command allows you, if you go to steel and into plate, you've got these new options for creating bent plates. So if I say, look, I want to connect this plate and this plate together, you can create them, put them together with a bend. That is a true bend of plates. This is brand new technology in Tekla. It's not a workaround, it's an actual bent plate. If I go to this one here, which is non-size, we can say on this one, create a bent plate on those two. And also you've got the choice then, if you click on the line, you can say, look, what's the radius of that? And what type of bend is it? So you can say, look, it's straight across, it's like so, or it's merged. So you've got the choice of how the bends are like this, how you want it laid out. Right? If I click on this one here, we can say, look, repeat that from this one here to this one here, so you can join them together like this. There you go. And any of these, you can change the radius on them by clicking on it and clicking on the line and saying, what's the radius of that piece? Click on it again, pick it up, that line. Anyway, they can change the radius, like so. And of course, you can create the unfolded drawing of it. So if we click on this now, this one, and we say, okay, create me a drawing. It's a single part drawing, number it, obviously. Go to the drawings, like so, single parts. That's the one I've just created, like so. Now, obviously, it's incorrect, because what I need to do is load in my plate unfolded, like so. And then what you get, look, let me just change the shortening on that. So layout, scale over, sorry, it's in view, isn't it? Shortening is none. Just so you can see, look, then what you get here is you get the unfolded look with the angle, showing how it's unfolded. Just move this out so it's not in the way, move it over here. So you can see, look, then, all the unfold lines, the bends, everything like so. So that's a proper unfolded piece of that plate. Okay, so that's the things that came out in the version. It's really easy to use. If you want to make it into separate pieces again, you click on it and you say explode it, and it goes back to the separate pieces like so. There's so much more you can do with that actually, and that's now for 2019. We've got more ability to create these curved plates like so, and that's what I'm going to show you next. Right, so by the way, these presentations are available to everyone. So if you want to copy the presentations, I'm going to leave them with the guys. Just request a copy. Let's start then. So version 2000, let's close that one down. It's one presentation, so I know what I'm working with. Let's click on this one here. So what's new in Tekla 2019? We can handle more complex plate work. There's improvements to the bolts, which actually, I'm going to go into that in detail. Got some new stairs, project layout, some really great stuff for project layout. Some nice usability improvements, which I'm going to go through. We've got a new visualizer where you can actually do photorealistic rendering within Tekla. So we can do real rendering now as well within Tekla. And also some improvements to the drawings. There's a great new function in drawings which will help you massively in your project, I promise you. But if we take a look, first of all, I'm going to take a look at complex plate work. We now can do these proper cones and pipes. I'm going to show you how this works. There's a quick video here, but before I play this video, I'm actually going to do it live. Right, so rather than show video, let me show you how it works in real life. I told you I like to do everything live. So if you go to here, if you go to steel, you can say create a standalone bent plate. If I click on this, then it says what's the centre of the bend? It's there. What's the length? 7/200. What's the angle? How far does this go around? So you can actually click around there and say, look, actually it goes to that point there, or it goes to this point here. Let me just zoom in, pick it up properly, like there, like that. Then it says, okay, the height. So the height is going to go from that point there. The height of the plate, let's say, is 2 meters, like this. And then look, you can actually determine what the shape of the cone is. Can you see it? But in this case, I'm going to say, look, I just want to be a straight plate like that. And then we can pick that up, and we can look. And then when you do that, you can click on these points, and you can say, look, the height is 3 meters. Okay, the radius is, well, radius, let's make it 2 meters. So you can change all of these points, look like so, and change it. So you can easily manipulate it. That's really fantastic. But I'll pick that one up, and I'll say, let's copy that, rotate around that point, 3 copies through 90 degrees. So then we've made that whole point, like I've done here, look. So that now is made from those points. I find that using construction lines now is the best way. So I'm going to say, okay, I want a construction line from, let's say, that point there to that point there, and a construction line from that point there to that point there. Right. Now I'm going to do that again. So steel, plate, standalone. That's the centre. Let me just make sure we pick up the correct radius. I actually put it down, drawn those construction lines right. But anyway, there we go. Do that again. Let me draw these construction lines properly. I messed that up. Let me just make sure I've got that right. So, right. So, hey, we can all mess up. Not such an expert, as you can see. So let's pick this one up from here to here. That's a proper construction line. And from here to here, like this. By the way, with the construction lines as well, you can also type in the colour nice easily and what the type is as well. So you can easily pick these up. So let me do that again. Pick that up. We'll say I want that to be red. I want it to be a solid line. Modify that. Look, and that's a solid red line. So there's lots of changes to the construction lines as well. So steel, plate, standalone bent plate. That then is the centre there. It goes to this point here. Then again the angle. So the angle, look, it goes to this point here like this. The height, so about that point, let's say the height should be 4 meters, like so. And then again, look, we can set type in, we zoom out. How big is that cone? So let's just drag this out like so, to there. There we are, that's the cone like so. And then again, we can pick that up, and we can say copy, rotate, around that point, copy it through like so. And that's how we can create these cones and proper items. Every single one of these, look, you can type and change 4 meter radius. Look, so you can change it 7 meter radius. So everything on here you can easily manipulate. What's the radius this side? Let's say it's 2 meters. So you can take it in, look, like so. So I can click on all these afterwards and change the angle. So 2 meters. So you can change them all up. So you can have it exactly as you want it, manipulate them. So that was the addition of the bent plate. So if I play the video one, now I can play the video. So to create this kind of object now is quite easy. You select the center point, you select the angle, you select the height, direction of height and what's the height, and then what's the kind of radius, and is it just straight or is it angular? So just doing exactly what I did there, pick that up, copy it, rotate it around that point. 3 copies 90 degrees. Excuse me. And then again, we'll put one at the top. So see, we'll do that again. Like so, 90 degrees. Click on here, height-wise, and then what kind of cone is it? You can see there, look, get exactly the cone you're looking for. So a really great addition. we've got some new components for stairs. Again, I'm going to show you live. Let's go into this. Let me just click on here. I've got my components. We've got a new component now for a staircase. This is based on real staircase rules, but you can see if I zoom in, you can say, okay, where's the staircase go? Which angle does it go at? Look. So we can say at this point here, then what you get there is okay, bear with me, something's there we are. Held it. So you can see then you've got the staircase. Again, you can pick this up and say what's the length? 3 meters. So you can easily manipulate this and change it. And the rules are based on the standard rules, so the step heights are all calculated as per proper standard staircase rules. Right? Really nice way. There's also, came out earlier, a spiral staircase with the same way. So you can say on to spiral staircase. The spiral staircase goes at that point. X direction, so it goes there, and then you get the spiral. With the spiral, it's a little bit different because you can click on that, and we can actually say live update. And you can, then if you drag this and say I want it to be 50, you can either type in here 1500, like that, and let it just change itself, 1500, or I can actually drag this. You can see 1500, or I can drag this to be a different size with the slider. So you've got the slider which you can drag up and down to create as you want, same upwards, like this. So some really nice. These spirals, if you look, are correct. So they're like proper plates that spiral all the way up. They're not made from segments, it's one continuous plate. And that actually is something else. If you do a search for spiral, you can say create a steel spiral beam. So steel spiral beam, you can draw, let's say, from this point here. I've got to remember how this works now. So let's say from there, rotation axis point is there. Okay, so pick start position, pick center point. Let's say pick that one there, like that. So you can create any kind of rotated curved beam look like this. See it? And if we pick this one up, same kind of thing. You can change the radius. So you can set up there, 1 meter. Like this, you can change it, and if you double click on that, you then got all the geometry. So it goes through, let's say it goes through 180 degrees. There, now it's 180 degrees. You can set the height of that, let's say it's 3 meters. So you can change all of this to create any kind of complex shape that you're looking for. And that, you can also do the unfolding, proper unfolding of that piece as well. So again, click on that. If I say, look, that should be a PL 500 by 20, oh, that's right, it is, yeah, 500 by 20. Look, you can have that as any profile that you want. Again, if you create a drawing of that, you can say unfold that. Yeah? Come on, let me do it. So click on this piece here and say give me a single part drawing of that. Go to the drawings, document manager, to do a single part drawing. Hopefully it's this one here. Worry about that. And then again on this one here, you can click on that and say, look, okay, well, it's plate unfolded. There it is. Look, it's unfolded out. So that is the correct unfolding of that piece. Right. So complex geometry, more and more and more of that. But again, you can see here, look, that you can type in and edit all these parameters. And everything's moving more towards this way, so you can just type directly into the model and set it up. Okay. The next thing, I'm going to be careful here now, so I'm okay for time. Yeah? Yeah? Good. Next thing is radial grid lines. We've been asked many times before, can we do grid lines radial, like this? Now we can do proper curved grid lines, for once, yeah? We've been asked for 20 years for radial grid lines. Now you can do radial grid lines. Again, how does that work live? Okay, if you click on here, I've already got some laid out. If I then say edit, and you go to grid lines, you can now say create a radial grid line. So if you say create a radial grid line, and if we say create it around this point here, that's the grid line look. And if you click on here, you can say, okay, first of all, what's the spacing here? So at the moment you can say it's 3,600. Is it 7,200? So, and then the angle. So let me type this in. So let's say I've got 0, 2 meters, 2 meters, 2 meters, 3 meters. So if you modify that, I've done that right. Just make sure I've got that right. Oh, it's elevation. Elevations, that's why. That's the angle, yes. 3 meters, 2 meters, 2 meters. Let me just check I've done that right. So I'll standard. Modify. Ah, there we are. So let me just move this one. So move that. Not there actually. Move that from there to there. So expand it out. Let me just double click on that one. I'm doing wrong here. So let's click on this one. So it's 3,600. That's what I want. Bear with me, guys. I am going to get there. That's that one. That's that one. That's that. Anyway, the angle, let's type in there then, let's say 0, 45, 45, hopefully this is going to work. Yeah, there we are. So 45, 45 angle, let's say then 45, 45, 45, like so. So I can change this and set it out. Again, let me just change this, so 0, 2 meters, 2 meters, 2 meters. No, I'm not getting that, never mind. 45, let's say here then, let's have this, let's say 3 at 25. 4 at 45, so you can change this and have the angle however you wanted it, like so. It's a nice easy way of working. I know what I'm doing with that one, never mind. Let's just take a look here in the PowerPoint. So you can see then you can do these angular grids however you want it. You can also change the colour and font, which I'll show you in a moment. But how that works again, look, different colours. Nice these to have different colours indicating different sort of grid line areas. That's how you set that up, really nice and easy. I'll show that live. And then again, look, here's a radial grid line. So quite simply then we type in like that what the spaces are. Type it in. So if you take a look here and then the angle as well, so you can type in the angle, degrees, to create any kind of grid layout that you're looking for. Okay, straightforward enough. There it is. And you see there, look, if I click on that, I set some up which I just put in there, radial ones, elevation. The rest of the stuff's the same as before, and that's how we get the layout. If I just go back to there, something I've not done actually. If I go to this now and say, look, I want to create a radial grid. Let's say I want to put the radial grid at this point here. That's my radial grid. Click on that. Then you've got the grid colour, so we can say, okay, the grid colour is going to be, let's say, green, like that, and the font colour is going to be, let's say, blue, like this, modify. So look, you can change then the grid line colours to what you're looking for. Let's do that again. So grid colour then, drag this down, let's have a nice sort of light green this time. And modify that, so there you go, just set up the different colours. You can't quite see that on screen, but it is green, like so. So a nice way of actually setting that out. The thing is as well, if you go to the drawing, GA drawings, not this GA drawing. So on this particular model here, what I've done is I've created this particular layout. You can see there's the grid comes through. So it's easy enough. That's the actual drawing itself. Now, if I want to section through on here, what you can do, what was added as well, you can go to views and you can now say create a curved section view. And what it does is it creates like an unfolded view. So if I say I want a curved section view, and let's say it goes from this point here to this point here to, let's just say this point here, then you can say I want a view looking on that area. And then you can click and it will give you an unfolded view looking on that area. Yeah? So that's looking on that view, it's like unfolded. So it's this, like that. So that's a proper view, which is what people are wanting, like so. So that's a really great way. Again, look, mini toolbar, click on this, scale 1 to 100. The mini toolbar works everywhere, look, so it's great. So So it's a good way of setting this up and having things how you want it. I'd like that to be 2 millimeters. So it's a nice way of setting up the labels quickly on here. And again, pick that up, move it into here like this. There we are. So again, let me show you that layout again. So you say I want to create a set. I want a view looking on here. So you say I want to view from this point to this point to this point. I want a view looking on there like so, and I want to drop it at that point there. Okay, click on that. Mini toolbar, scale 1 to 150. Use that mini toolbar, is great. Look, you've got a view looking on there, as you can see laid out like that. Well, and in the drawing, I'm going to show you one of the best little features that in version 2019. As a detailer and someone that's creating drawings, you'll hopefully really like this. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, okay. This is my last few things, but these are the most important things, the last things. So let's say I'm going to put some dimensions on this plate here. So I'm going to dimensioning, and I'll say, right, I want a dimension from this point here to this point here. I've added a dimension. I'll click on that mini toolbar. I'll say, actually, I'd like that to be 1.5, like so. So a nice, simple little dimension. Then I'll go to the vertical one here, and I'll say, right, give me this and this, a dimension like so, and I'll pick that one up. Where's my mini toolbar? There it is. Click on that, and I'll say, make those properties the same. So there you go. And I've copied the properties to be there. And then I'll click on this plate here, and I'll say, add a mark, using the properties, and I just want to have the profile. And again, mini toolbar, I'll click on that, make that 1.5 without a border to it. So click on here, no border. There you go. Now, I want the same dimensions here, here, all the way around. Same dimensions. I want them all even though these here are different sizes. So what you can do now is you can say, look, click on these parts. In fact, let me just turn off the angles. Click on that. So click on these parts. There we are. So that one, and that one. And then what you do if you're going to draw in, you can now say clone these selected dimensions. So if you now clone those and put them there, how great is that, yeah? That is the best feature in this version, I'll tell you. But also, look, if it's a different size, see this is a different size, it still works, look, yeah? And also, look, you can put a window around it, so you can actually say, look, window, all of those, like that. Yeah, I told you, that, exactly, that's the best. Right, I've used that on many things, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and it works. And if you look, the actual dimensions are real. Let's turn that back on, control there. Because the dimensions are cloned, look, they're actually properly cloned. So if that plate changes size, it will adjust itself. So that will save you so much work, I can't even begin to tell you. Best feature in here for ages. Right. One last thing now to finish the presentation. We've also got a new tool in here, which is called the visualizer. Right? With this visualizer, you can set up then, you can do mapping. So you can say, for example, look, if it's a certain grade, what kind of surface would you like to have? So steel, timber, let me put a few things in here. So let's say, look, concrete beam, column actually. So let's say I've got some concrete columns here like this. All right, these columns are, let's say, 2 meters by 2 meters. 2 meters by 2 meters. Copy those properties, make that the same. Like that, yeah? And then I'll draw in here a slab, like this. So, like that, and I'll click on here, and I'll say that is, well, it's going to be timber. So let's click on this here, and let's pick this up. And let's say that is going to be a, well, I'll pick this one up. It's going to be timber grade, so timber, undefined, apply OK, so that's timber. So now if we go to the visualizer, you can map those things I've just added. So you've got the concrete or the timber. I know we're nearly done. So then you can say, there we are, that's steel, timber undefined. So you can say map that to be timber coloured, like that. And then what you can do is say visualize all, and it creates a rendered prop. Look there, see? Like that. You can see the things these things I've done, look. So here. So this allows you to do movies and quick, but also look, you can set things like the shadows. Yes, let me just drag this down a little bit. So you can turn this, so you can actually then look at the shadows. Look, so it comes around and just turns it around. Oh, so look. Yeah. Now that is super quick, right? If I just open up another model, just to finish, guys. So all models. I'm just going to open up a model here, which is a proper decent size model. And then we finished. I just want to show you how quick it is. I've done a massive project and it took minutes to render. So it's really quick. I mean, it takes longer to open up in Tekla than what it does to render it, actually. Yeah. Right, okay, so let me just show you. I just load up. There we are. So I've got a project here. Just wait for it to load. There we are. So this here, look, is typical kind of industrial project. There it is, look. Okay? All complete. If I now use that visualizator, oh, I can say it, where I would visualize all, even though it's a decent sized project, this is live. So if you click on here, look how quick it is to do this. And that's how quick it does it. And that's properly live, look. So if you're doing sales presentations or you need these or send them, you can get real look, proper renders from Tekla. This is just the first version, so I'm sure there's a lot more to come. Again, look, set that, you can have the shadow going through, look, you see that? The shadows, how bright it is, set the background, all different things you can do on here. Right guys, there's actually a lot more in version 2019, but that's the main points. So thank you very much and have a great day. Thank you. Phew, and the projector worked. Yay! We had big problems yesterday.
Okay, thank you, sir. Dạ, tại vì là bài trình bày thì bằng tiếng Anh nhưng mà trong cái file present bên em đã in ra ạ, nó có cả tiếng Việt nữa, nên là nếu mà mọi người muốn tìm hiểu thêm thông tin chi tiết bằng tiếng Việt thì mọi người cũng có thể xem qua. Thì và tiếp theo chương trình thì mọi người có thể là hướng lên trên sân khấu, mình có thể nghe một số cái review thêm của phía anh Cường, cũng như là bên em cũng có nhận được rất là nhiều câu hỏi qua Slido của các khách mời, thì bên em sẽ lần lượt có thể là thảo luận trực tiếp với mọi người ở đây bây giờ.
Oh, all right. Okay, lots of. Okay, please. Yeah. Oh, okay. Great. I'll put this out.
Trong thời gian này nếu mà ai có câu hỏi trực tiếp hoặc là ai có cái thắc mắc gì thì mình có thể đóng góp luôn bây giờ ạ.
What's the questions?
Rất là nhiều câu hỏi. Những cái câu hỏi nào mà đã gửi trên Slido thì bên em đã nhận được hết rồi ạ. Bây giờ nếu mà trường hợp mà có anh chị nào mà có câu hỏi trực tiếp thì mọi người cũng có thể tương tác luôn bây giờ ạ.
I'll read some of these questions through. The first two are in Vietnamese. I can't understand those two, so I'll jump past them. You've got here, can point clouds be used directly into Tekla 2019 or need to be converted? To go directly into Tekla, there's no conversion needed. The point cloud from the machine was straight in, so there's no need to go through any conversion process. If it's a standard point cloud, it's straight into Tekla. It's not difficult to create the weld in the model, but it's not easy to present the weld mark in the drawing. How can I weld mark only for selected parts? Well, you can click I'll let the guys. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You answer it.
Cái phần map ấy thì vẫn phải thiết lập ở trong cái phần reivew chứ cũng chưa có cái tự động theo kiểu là quét qua phần như kiểu là add map tự động luôn ạ.
Ok, đây là câu hỏi của Trường ạ, Trường bên Sen. Thì bạn có thể giúp mình làm rõ hơn cái câu hỏi để bên mình có thể trả lời được chi tiết hơn đúng không ạ?
Xin chào cả nhà. Hôm nay mình cũng có câu hỏi là đối với modeling thì là mình tạo cái đường hàn trên model thì mình đã thấy cái tính năng của nó đã cải tiến rất là mạnh rồi. Nhưng mà cái việc trình bày cái đường hàn trên drawing thì là đang rất là khó khăn. Đấy chính là khi mà mình set, có nghĩa là set cái tạo cái well mark, tạo cái mark đường hàn trên drawing thì là nó đang tạo, khi mà tạo nó tạo tất cả toàn bộ đường hàn tại các vị trí. Thì trong quá trình đấy thì là có những cái chỗ mà mình không cần sâu đường hàn ra thì mình phải delete đi, và lúc mà những cái chỗ mà mình cần sâu đường hàn ra thì lại không thể add mark manually được, mà mình lại phải set.
Right. Yeah. Actually, you're talking about the weld marks are very messy, not everywhere. Yeah.
Very missed, and I want to make clear on drawing. It's too difficult for me, and I.
What version are you using? What version do you use? Which version?
2017.
Yeah, I think it's 2018. The weld, they put the option in to clean the welds. So when you put the welds in right before, the welds were everywhere crossing. Yeah. In 2018, they did it so they actually organised themselves properly. Honestly, it's true. Yeah, they did it. 2018. I put the presentation away. That was one of the main features in 2018, because in 2000 earlier we didn't have protection settings, so it just crossed everywhere. But then we actually, one of the main developments for welds in 2018, I think I'm sure it was either 2018 or 18i, they did it so the welds actually now are really close and tidy. And there's no tidying up to do with the welds anymore. They're positioned as they should be positioned, or close as. Honestly, it's true. I'll show you my laptop. Okay, I'll set it up at the back so I can show you live. Yeah. But yeah, yes, an answer to that one as well. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the new function of plate work with bent plate and unfold is very useful. However, how reliable and precision of the unfold dimension actually is real. How reliable and precision in unfold, very, very precise. And you've also got control. There's a file in the system where you can actually set in how you'd like the unfolding rules. The unfolding is very nice and very precise and very accurate.
And we can put it into CNC?
Yes, it unfolds. Yeah. That's a great question. Yes, it also unfolds to CNC. When you create the CNC file, it's unfolded. Yes, now I heard him. Yeah, so any of these bent spiral pieces, or the ones I put in, when you create the CNC file, they're automatically unfolded and ready for CNC. Yeah. Again, I'm going to be at the back. If you want to see it live, I'll show you. To show you I'm not lying, I assure you, I always tell the truth, so I'll show you. Can Tekla create a model which from combine, I saw this one actually, several sections. So who was this question? So can Tekla 2019 create the model which combines several sections, square, section, bottom, and unfold plate from this? Can somebody want to, who was that? Okay, what do you mean by that, sir?
Yes, I would like to clarify my question.
Yeah.
Because the company is in the hydropower project, so we usually have to make formwork for this complex object. Yes, for example, for the inside the powerhouse. You have to make a formwork for this object. Top is round, and the bottom is square.
Okay, square hollow section or solid.
Solid.
Solid. Okay. Yeah.
And I can see you present the new feature in the Tekla's 2019. And so I saw you from the two section round. Section. So we can make the compact object from two sections. Round and square.
Yes, you can. So you mean selecting a surface between them?
Yes,
you can. Yeah. There's actually a new function to do that. Yeah.
Yes.
Then to create a plate all the way through it. Yeah.
Correct.
There is.
And can
I'll show you
unfold
yes,
this.
you can unfold it. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, that's very good. Thank you. I've got many more. My goodness. Can we show the treatment? Can we show the location of assembly? Follow the radial grid. Can we show the location? You mean in the list? That's a good question, and I have to say I don't know. So you're saying when we do this sort of material list where it says it goes from and to, does it show the radial grid? Actually, I don't know. I'll check at the back and let you know.
In the normal, normal grid, I can do it.
Yeah.
However, I don't know how about the radial.
Me neither. but in 10 minutes time, I will tell you yes or no because I'm going to check. I don't know. I never checked it. It's the first time somebody asked that. I assume so, but I'm going to just check and tell you honestly. All right. I would think so, yes, but I'm going to just make sure. All right.
Okay, I'm looking forward.
Yeah. I'll actually on the assembly drawing, I'll turn the grid lines on as well to see if you can see the radial grid lines. You can turn the grid lines on in assembly. I'll turn on and check as well. Yeah. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I'll check it. Yeah, we've answered that one already. Yeah. The point cloud one. Well in the model, yeah. Bent plate the model, done that one. Can we should look at that's that one. Combine, we've done that one. Well preparation, quite a lot. We developed a lot of modelling with geometry and properties. How about the development in drawing environment? That's what we just talked about. The actual setting, the layout, how easy it is to position the wells now. That was the same as before. There are any improvements with convert tool for IFC files? We get many errors when we use this tool. Convert, yeah, that's actually a good point again. Yes, the IFC conversion. Who asked the question about IFC conversion? I was you, miss. Yeah, that's a good question. I also have had many problems, so I know what you mean. Yeah.
Normally, when I have an IFC file, I didn't get 3D model because there are many errors. I think it's some error.
Okay, which version are you using?
For now, I use it 2018.
It should be, yeah, okay. It's supposed to be getting better every version. Yeah.
I hope that it's really
well, me too, but I have a few problems as well with it. So maybe we can discuss afterwards, yeah? If you can send me an example, I can try and I can have the guys look at it.
Yeah.
So if you have an example which is failing badly, then I can see what the problem is.
Yeah.
But we've also had problems with models from SolidWorks, because the IFC is like a different version. So, but maybe we can talk afterwards, yeah? Please, I'm going to be at the back. Anyway, okay.
Thank you.
I'll set up at the back, so anyone want to follow up any questions, you can please ask me, okay?
Vâng, xin chào anh chị. Thì như bài bác trình bày thì mọi người còn có gì thắc mắc ạ? Thì để có thể để trình bày bằng tiếng Việt thì mọi người cần trình bày nhanh nhé. Và chúng ta review lại các tính năng của bác một chút nhé. Thì trong phiên bản Tekla 2019 của chúng ta thì Tekla hãng Chibo đã phát triển cho chúng ta về phần complex work, nghĩa là standalone template như bác đã nói đúng không ạ? Chúng ta có thể dựng những cái tấm hình bất kỳ cho phục vụ cho những cái dựng hình thiết bị. biết là những cái ví dụ như con hay là hopper này, đúng không? Tiếp theo thì chúng ta đây thì bác đã trình bày cái này rồi, thì chúng ta có thể trải phẳng sử dụng CNC được để export sang CNC. Tiếp theo đó là bu đông thì chúng ta định nghĩa thêm những loại như kiểu vít ấy. Đây là những cái loại đấy thì sẽ đục ngoài công trường ấy, và sẽ có thêm lựa chọn nữa là chúng ta sẽ được bỏ lỗ đi, không có lựa chọn là lâu hâu ở trên đây. Chúng ta nhìn thấy đây sẽ có mục lâu hâu ở bên dưới đấy, đúng không ạ? Sẽ có mục lâu hâu để chúng ta bỏ lỗ, và chỉ coi như đấy là chúng ta sẽ chỉ mô hình vít hay là những cái bu đông lởm thôi nhé. Tiếp theo công cụ cầu thang, thì công cụ cầu thang mới thì là một tool mới như chúng ta phải download về trên warehouse nhé. Đây là công cụ dựng hình nhanh cho thang, thì chúng ta có rất nhiều lựa chọn. Formula thang để chúng ta dựng theo số bậc này, hay là theo chiều dài với cả chiều rộng của thang nhé. Thì nó sẽ có hiển thị trực tiếp để cho mình nhìn kết quả thay đổi luôn. Chúng ta vừa đã xem bác trình bày rồi. Chúng ta tiếp theo layout dự án thì chúng ta có Radial Grid để chúng ta dựng hình những cái cung cong. Chúng ta đã xem. Thì tất cả đã chuyển về, bây giờ chuyển về property pane từ tất cả lưới vuông đến lưới cong nhé. Chúng ta chuyển về property pane. Thì về phần layout dự án thì chúng ta có các kiểu về dựng hình mới như kiểu trong construction object nhé. Thì trong bài của Tuấn sẽ trình bày cụ thể hơn. Về khả năng sử dụng thì thanh ribbon mới của chúng ta là có độ tương phản cao hơn, giúp người dùng dễ dàng quan sát để tránh trường hợp nhìn nhiều và chúng ta có thể vào mắt. Thì hãng Trimble đã thiết kế lại một chút về giao diện, về độ tương phản. Chúng ta có thể kéo to, thu nhỏ hoặc là phóng to lên được nhé. Tất cả kể cả cái thanh selecting hoặc là thanh slapping ở bên dưới ấy, chúng ta đều có thể thu nhỏ, phóng to được. Và thay đổi lại về giao diện của chương trình khi khởi động. Tắt những cái thứ không cần thiết đi. Về property pane thì trong cái mục project property thì bây giờ như ai mà làm các bản 2017, 2018 chúng ta mới mất công để nhấn luôn thêm nút edit ý. Thì trên bản mới thì chúng ta có thể chỉnh sửa trực tiếp luôn mà không phải nhấn lại nút edit nhé. Đó. Trên thanh ribbon, thanh quick launch mới thì chúng ta sẽ có thêm mục recent nhé, là những cái lệnh mà chúng ta hay dùng gần đây, và tốc độ của nó sẽ nhanh hơn so với các phiên bản trước nhé. Nếu mà đã so sánh, mọi người có thể về thử nghiệm. Chúng ta có thể tìm kiếm những câu lệnh, chúng ta như ở vừa search chúng ta có thể tìm kiếm những câu lệnh ở đây, thì cái tốc độ phản ứng của cái thanh này sẽ nhanh hơn rất nhiều so với cả các phiên bản cũ. Side pane thì chúng ta bây giờ cho tất cả các gần như tất cả các thuộc tính trong data sẽ được đưa về hết side pane nhé. Còn lúc có ai hỏi một ai mà muốn dùng lại cái property cũ chắc thì người search trên quick launch nhé. Xem ví dụ như steel part property, chúng ta search chữ steel column, chúng ta search thì nó sẽ có từ đây chắc. Và phần cải tiến nhãn trong mô hình thì cái này hồi trước mà chúng ta muốn xem view nhanh của các mắt trong mô hình ấy, thì chúng ta phải sâu ôn lên hoặc là chỉ hiện main path thôi, nhưng mà trên bản mới ấy, chúng ta có thể hiện những cái thứ mà chúng ta mong muốn theo selected này, hoặc là theo main path này, hoặc là selected main path nhé. Để chúng ta check nhanh hơn, check mô hình nhanh hơn, xem chúng ta có làm gì sai sót được không ạ. Đấy, thì có 4 lựa chọn tất cả, cho tất cả này, cho cấu kiện chính này, cho cấu kiện chính được chọn này, hoặc là cho tất cả cấu kiện được chọn để chúng ta show profile và show những cái thông tin lên. Về phối hợp thì trong data bây giờ chúng ta có thêm công cụ là export trực tiếp tới file Revit nhé. Công cụ export to Revit thì chúng ta export trực tiếp sang định dạng của Revit luôn, file RVT. Phần link document to Trimble Connect thì cái này sẽ giúp chúng ta link xuất bản vẽ từ Tekla lên Trimble Connect. Đấy, công cụ Visualizer giúp chúng ta diễn họa nhanh hơn trực tiếp mà không phải qua phần mềm khác nữa nhé. Giúp chúng ta diễn họa trao đổi trực tiếp với khách hàng hoặc là những bên đối tác của chúng ta. Một số cải tiến về bản vẽ như chúng ta đã thấy là chúng ta có thể kéo thả điểm point nhé. kéo thả điểm trực tiếp. Nếu mà chúng ta những cái điểm nào mà trùng nhau, Tekla tự động sẽ xóa cái điểm trùng nhé. Và có thể kéo thả dễ dàng một cách kích nút vào điểm và kéo thả. Đấy. Nếu mà chúng ta đặt đúng điểm rồi thì cái đấy rất là tiện dụng. Khi chúng ta sẽ dùng chức năng nữa, chúng ta thấy là clone selected ấy. Chúng ta clone selected chúng ta chỉ clone trên trong cùng bản vẽ nhé. Chúng ta có thể copy thuộc tính đi từ vị trí này sang vị trí khác mà không phải tạo lại. Đây, ví dụ như chúng ta nhìn cầu thang này, đúng không? Giống như chúng ta sẽ copy tất cả các thuộc tính từ bắt mắt này đến dim để cho đến vị trí mới. Chúng ta quét vùng cần copy thuộc tính lên. Đấy, thì tất cả những cái thuộc tính đấy sẽ được chuyển lên trên. Gần như tính năng gọi là smart copy, đúng không? Phần drawing content user thì kiểm soát thêm trong nhiều kiểm soát trong phần bản vẽ, giống như kiểm soát mô hình thôi, thì sẽ hiện tất cả những cái thuộc tính liên quan đến đối tượng, từ đường hàn này, các đối tượng cột, dầm, sàn, tất cả sẽ có đầy đủ thông tin ở trong này nhé. Về việc kéo thả đối tượng trên bản vẽ, như chúng ta hồi trước, chúng ta chỉ phải giữ phím shift để kéo đối tượng, đúng không? Để kéo ra vị trí khác ấy. Thì bây giờ trên bản Tekla 219 thì chúng ta chỉ kéo được trên đối tượng đấy nhá, mà không thể kéo được ra ngoài nhá. Chỉ di chuyển, thì những cái mắt này nó chỉ di chuyển ở bên trong đối tượng thôi, mà không thể kéo được ra ngoài nhá, tránh trường hợp mà chúng ta kéo sai. Nó chỉ kéo trong phạm vi đối tượng thôi. Và chúng ta kéo bằng cách kích vào điểm point và kéo thả như bình thường. Như hồi trước là chúng ta phải giữ phím shift, đúng không? Rồi kéo thả mắt. Thì bây giờ chúng ta chỉ cần kéo cái điểm point, bây giờ là cái điểm associate node, associate ấy, chúng ta có thể kéo thả cái điểm này. Đây, ví dụ chúng ta nhìn này, đây là kéo thả về dim, dễ dàng chỉnh sửa. Kéo thả ra vị trí khác, đúng không? Rất nhanh, đúng không? Rất nhanh và tiện dụng. Nếu mà ai mà đang làm trên bản vẽ trên bản cũ mà chuyển sang bản mới này thì sẽ thấy nhiều cái tiện hơn đấy. Đấy. Ví dụ những điểm trùng nhau thì tự động sẽ xóa luôn nhé, chứ không phải mất công remove như trước nữa, đúng không? Kéo thả điểm thì tự nó mất luôn. Còn là về bố cục lại layout thì chúng ta sẽ kéo thả nha. Bây giờ như vào nó sẽ thêm một chế độ như ở slab, bắt dính vào những cái đường trục hay đường lưới của khung tên nhá, mà chúng ta không mất công phải tìm tọa độ. Cái này chúng ta kéo thả dễ dàng hơn. Nếu mà ai dùng bản cũ mà 17 thì cái kéo thả này là nó không bắt vào slab đâu, nó không bắt slab. Thì trên bản mới chúng ta có cái slab theo các cái đường viền của khung tên của chúng ta, thì dễ dàng chúng ta chỉnh nhanh khung tên, đúng không ạ? Thì Tekla sẽ cải thiện thêm về phần in ấn một chút, nhưng mà những ai mà chúng ta đã set được cái bay Radial Grid thì chúng ta có thêm màu để chúng ta in ấn nhé, để mình chỉ cho chính xác hơn. Đấy, nếu mà ai mà đang làm trên bản Tekla 217 các bạn thấy bạn nick đây chúng ta dùng bản 219, đúng không? Thì trên bản 219 thì chúng ta từ 218 đi trở lên Tekla bắt đầu chuyển sang dùng document management nhé. Nghĩa là chúng ta thay thế cái logic của chúng ta ấy bằng công cụ document management. Bây giờ chúng ta có thể kiểm soát cả những cái file như PDF này, NC Tekla, những cái file xuất ra ấy, ở trực tiếp trên cái này luôn. Chúng ta nếu mà những ai mà muốn dùng bản cũ ấy, chúng ta vẫn có thể quay lại được nhé, có chức năng để chúng ta chuyển giữa phiên bản cũ và phiên bản mới, và phiên bản mới về phiên bản cũ. Đấy, chúng ta quản lý dễ dàng hơn, chúng ta tạo các folder để quản lý. Như cái trước chúng ta phải search xong rồi gõ tên lưu, có thể mất công hơn, nhưng mà trên bản mới chúng ta dễ dàng thu thập thành các gói. Còn một cái nữa mà chúng ta bác chưa nói là cái drawing version history. Cái này giống như là chúng ta xem lại lịch sử các bản vẽ mà chúng ta đã lưu. Mỗi lần lưu chúng ta sẽ có một cái bản vẽ và nó sẽ có một cái drawing list ở đây, giống như một drawing list để chúng ta có thể mở lại bất kỳ thời điểm nào mà chúng ta lưu nhé. Chúng ta có thể xem video này. Cái công cụ này rất là tiện dụng nếu mà ai muốn so sánh các version khác nhau. Đây bạn, chúng ta xem cái drawing version history nhé. Đây, ví dụ đây là ở thời điểm hiện tại chẳng. Bây giờ chúng ta muốn xem ở thời điểm trước thì chúng ta chuột phải có một drawing version, là tích vào đó. Đấy, chúng ta có các thời điểm mà chúng ta lưu giống như ở trên mô hình đúng không? Chúng ta có công cụ history, thì trên bản vẽ chúng ta có công cụ history. Nhưng mà chúng ta nhớ nhé, không xóa những cái file rác ở trong, không dùng cái chức năng delete unnecessary file ấy, không dùng chức năng đấy nhá. Nếu mà dùng chức năng đấy thì nó sẽ mất hết những cái file cũ đấy. Chúng ta muốn giữ xem cả những cái version cũ thì chúng ta phải giữ những cái file cũ đó. Đấy, thì chúng ta có thể mở lại ở bất kỳ thời điểm nào nhé. Thì phần trình bày về review lại một chút về trình bày của bạn Mick, thì mọi người có câu hỏi gì chúng ta cứ gửi qua slide nhé. Thì bài trình bày mình kết thúc đây, thì xin cảm ơn mọi người.